All right, hello and welcome to today live section with Vetexx. Okay, it's 10 a.m. in the morning. If you're joining us for the first time, so every day on this channel, go live on this channel, analyze the synthetic market, and we'll look at for trade of the day and outlook for the week. So if you are joining for the first time, do well to like, do well to share, and don't forget to subscribe and pay close attention to this live trading session. And if you're having any question, you can always ask in the comment section. I'll be in the comment section while agreeing with you right now so that we can check what the market has for us today. Remember, I trade only synthetic indices. I'm not going to be analyzing the at the moment. So just basically derive synthetic indices at the moment. So let me share my screen and then we'll look out for the outlook for the day. All right, so if you can see my screen, okay, we'll be starting immediately. So first of all, we normally analyze about 14 pairs every single day. So we are going to be starting with the first one. But before then, if today is your first time of joining, the model we trade on this, I normally trade is called the advanced market structure, and it's basically trading structures and then liquidity. So we look out for where the liquidity is in the market, and then we look out for our key level, look for our continuation entry, and our use our entry model to take the trade. So first of all, it's basically something like this, where we have price giving us a series of higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, and then we spot our liquidity. Okay, so this is it. First of all, we have price giving us series of higher high, higher lows. So first of all, once we have this uh, high like this becomes our liquidity that need to be taken out because this trade was basically structures and then liquidity. So we have this high here and then it need to be taken out. Once it's taken out, we have the liquidity as a sweep. So this we consider this as our first sweep of liquidity, and then price should continue to the opposite direction to take out this newly protected low to give us what our second break of structure. And after the second break of structure has been given, we wait for another liquidity to be created and then be taken out. Okay, so we have what our second liquidity, which is here. Remember, this first one is your first sweep of liquidity, and this second one is another liquidity that need to be taken out. Okay, so the difference between this liquidity and this liquidity is that this liquidity is used for correction, while the second liquidity is used for what continuation. So once this liquidity is taken out, okay, the price will continue to the opposite direction. All right. So now we have this as our first sweep of liquidity. This liquidity is sweep two. So first sweep of liquidity, and then this another second sweep of liquidity. And for our system to be valid, we need to have what? To have a two break of structure to be considered an A plus setup. Okay, so this is the first break, and then this is the second break. This is the second break. Okay, and price will tap into this point of interest and continue to the opposite direction. So this becomes what our point of interest from the point of the first of the second liquidity to the protected high. They are all our point of interest. So this is considered our point of interest. So I'll mark this liquidity also. First of all, liquidity. Now, before we do this, this is the structure we always look at for whenever we want to sell, and the same thing we look at for when we want to sell. It's the same thing we look at for whenever we want to buy. Okay, so once we have this structure like this, okay, Then the next thing for us to do is look out for what continuation. Okay, so this might be on the 4 hour time frame, this might be on the 24-hour time frame, and this might also be on the uh, weekly time frame. So once you find this, okay, you can scale down to the lower time frame for your lower time frame structure and then you execute. Okay, so I have this as my higher time frame. Okay, now what do I need to do? I need to go to the lower time frame and then look out for what my continuation formation to form, and then I can be able to take the trade. All right, so this is the same thing I'll look out for on the lower time frame. All right, the same thing I'll look out for the same thing on the lower time frame and then wait for my price to give me confirmation and then take the trade. All right, so there are so many different ways of taking using confirmation to take a trade. Some people use pattern, you can use pattern, you can use your entry strategy, you can use candlestick formation, and so many different ways. It depends on the one that works for you. Okay, so if you are looking forward to know how to use confirmation entry, I already make a video in the playlist of this channel, so you can easily check it out and also see where you can help yourself with it. Okay, and if you don't even understand the whole thing I'm saying now, if you can't get it well, I've made series of videos about this same thing. So you can watch my previous live and also get a basic understanding of it. Alright, so that is all we are going to be doing. So this is it. I'll be taking it off now. You can always rewatch this video. It's always going to be available. You can always rewatch it. Alright. So what is the next thing? Now we are going to be looking out for the outlook for the week or the day. Okay, so first of all we have V91s. So starting from the weekly time frame, V91s is bearish. Okay, and if you go to the daily time frame also it's bearish. You can see it was coming from this zone here. It's coming from a zone around here, and it has already smashed the target. It has already smashed the target. Alright, so look at it. So if you go to the lower time frame, you also see lower time frame entry that you can take and then ride along for you to ride along until the full target is taken. So for this now, once since the 24-hour time frame has been taken out, so go to the 4 hour time frame if you are going to be if you are going to see anything on the 4 hour time frame, because it's always going to start from the weekly, from weekly to 24 hour, from 24 hour to 2 hour, from 2 hour to 1 hour, and then if you can't see anything on the 1 hour time frame, you just let it be that moment. Okay. So what is the next time frame you are going to be checking out? Okay, we have this on the 1 hour. This is the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we cannot see spot any valid setup on the 4 hour time frame. So we'll go to the 1 hour time frame and see if go to the 1 hour. So let's check the 1 hour time frame. We can see our continuation setup on the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, this is what we have. We have a sweep of liquidity somewhere around here. So we have a sweep of liquidity which is here. There's a sweep of liquidity here, and then we have a structural liquidity which is here. So this becomes our what? Protected high, and our first break of structure is here, and then our second break is also here. Remember, when you're doing your analysis on the higher time frame, you can also settle for the type 2 setup, okay, which has only one break, provided that once price comes into your point of interest, it gives you what you are looking for. Okay, so now once this becomes our setup, our first outlook for the week. Okay, this is our first outlook for the week. And what are we anticipating next for price to do? Since this is the 1 hour continuation time frame, we are not going to just wait until price come here and then we jump into it, because there is something called aggressive entry and there's another called fractal entry. So if you're looking for the continuation time frame, continuation structure on the lower time frame. So once price tap into this zone, once price tap into this zone, we'll look at for continuation in this format. Sorry, let me take this out. So once price tap into it, this is what we look out for. We look out for price to do this, come back here and then sell off. So come we wait for price to come back here and then sell off. So this should become our what? Our sweep. So this so we have this structure here like this, and then this becomes our what? Point of interest on the lower time frame. So once price come into it, then we'll be able to ride it to the downside. So this is what we are going to do. Once price come into it, we'll ride it to the downside. So now this is the first one. I'm going to be saving this. So let me save this. Let me save this. I'm be dropping it in the Telegram channel. So if you're yet to join the Telegram channel, you can also do where to join. So I will save this in the Telegram channel. So once price come into this zone, give us what you are looking for. I will tell you when to sell and when not to sell. If you give us what we are looking for, we sell. If it doesn't give us what we are looking for, we ignore it. So the next pair we are going to be checking is what uh V75 one is. Let's see if we have anything on V75 one is. Starting from the 24-hour time frame, V75 one is yet to smash a target. Okay, this was the target, but it's yet to take it out. So this is the target. Right, the target is somewhere here, but it's almost taking it out. So what is the next line of action for us? What do we do next? Okay, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. If you are going to spot any continuation on the 1-hour time frame, we can't spot any continuation at the moment. And let's check if this is up to 50% retracement. It is up to 50%. Okay, slightly up to 50%. So this will be considered two. So we can consider this, right? And consider this as our continuation. So we have a sweep here, a structural liquidity here, which it has given to us, and then we have what? A protected high. Yeah, and then we have what is because a sweep of liquidity at the back, and this becomes what? Our point of interest. So we'll wait for price to come back here, tap in and then give us our continuation, then we can be able to sell. So I'll also save this and post it in the community. So once price come into it, I will call out the trade and then we'll be able to take it. So the next pair we are going to be checking after V75 1S is what? We are going to be checking V75. Let's see what we have on V75. So on V75, what do we have? It has been buying for the longest. So currently we don't have anything on V75 on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so we'll go to the next pair, which is what? V51S. Let's check V51S. V51S on the other hand has been buying, but it has not given us a very solid structure. It has been buying from somewhere around here. It has been buying from here. So this is a sweep, tiny sweep down below here. You have a sweep here, structural liquidity. So this is what we had. You have this. We have this on V51 is so price did the thing and then move to the upside. So we are still waiting for price to give us a cleaner continuation and we want to take the trade. But I see some people selling this pair, but I don't think it's selling at the moment. This is a bullish trend and it's here to continue to end the structure. Right, so this is it. This is the starting point and this is the finish point. So I don't know why people are selling. But bias is subjective. Anybody can follow their own bias. So there's nothing on V51s at the moment. So we'll check for what V50. V50 has been bearish, right? Has been bearish. We had a sell here a few days ago. Okay, we had a sell here a few days ago. Gives this continuation but never came back to it. Okay, this is what we anticipating. Should have taken this out and then tap into our supply level here because the trade with supply and demand and never came back to it. So we have a continuation. I already marked it out yesterday. We have a continuation. So these are sweep of liquidity, structural liquidity. First break of structure is here. First break of structure is here. Second break of structure is here. So this becomes what? Our what? Point of interest. This becomes our point of interest. So what do we anticipate next? Anticipate this price moving like this to come into this zone and then sell to the downside. So this is what we're anticipating, right? I saw a say earlier this morning, but I was not interested in it. So let me check if it come back to that zone and confirm. Okay, came back and confirm, but it's still not solid. Okay, it's still not solid. That was not what I was actually looking for. Because okay, this. Let's see. If it respects this one, fine. But if it doesn't respect, we'll be anticipating a buy at this zone here. Okay, we're anticipating a buy at this zone. So this is what we have on V50 at the moment. This is what we have on V50. So V50 is bearish. We're anticipating a 1 hour sell on V50. So once it gives us that, we'll be able to sell. So this one too, I'll save it and then share to the community. So we'll be checking the next pair, which is what V31S. V31S is bullish on the 24-hour time frame. It's bearish on the 24-hour time frame, sorry. So I'm going to mark it from the 24-hour time frame. Let's see. We have series of continuation, but price don't want to come back to it. Series of continuation, price never want to come back to it. So first of all, this is the starting point for this pair. We have the sell on the 24-hour time frame. Okay, so this is the protected high, and this is what our sweep of liquidity. So this zone was our point of interest. Price came into it, start selling off. So this is the starting point, and this right here is a finish point. Okay, then we have what? Let's go to the forward time frame. If we see a continuation setup, the only continuation setup we have is this, and it's still very far. So I'll look out for recent point of interest and see if you are going to spot any recent POI that we can work with. I had this yesterday, but price never tagged me in. Should have given me nothing less than 1 to 15 raised to reward. Yes, 1 to 15 raised to reward. So if I'm risking like $20, I would have made like 250, but price didn't come back to it. Okay, I was anticipating since price has given me this structure, I was anticipating it to, since it has done this, I was anticipating it to come to this zone and then sell, but unfortunately price never does that. So this one is already invalid. So if you check below, I don't think there's anything below here. So you're looking for quality, not quantity of trade. So there's nothing on VTTS at the moment. So the next pair we are going to be checking is V25 1S. So on V25 one, starting from the 24-hour time frame, it just matches its target on the 24-hour time on the 4-hour time frame. So we had a continuation that was buying to the upside. So we just took out the target, and then the next thing, what do we do next? Go to the 4-hour time frame and check if we spot a continuation in the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if we spot a continuation on the 4-hour time frame. So currently we don't have a very solid continuation on this pair on V25 1S. So what do we do? We move on to the next pair, which is what? We'll check out the next pair, which is V25. Let's check out V25. So V25 is bearish on the weekly time frame and also bearish on the daily time frame. So not to stress much, this is the continuation, this is the sell. Okay, so we had this support liquidity here, and then a we have what structural liquidity, and then this becomes what our protected high. So the whole of this one becomes what our point of interest. So the starting point is here, and then the finish point is down below here, which is here. This finish point is here. So now we'll go to the 1 hour time frame and check. Since this 1 hour time frame has taken time to come to the point of interest, we'll wait for price to tag us in. So this is the point of interest on the 1 hour continuation, right? So we'll wait for price to come into this zone, right? Give us our continuation, come back to our supply level, and then sell off. So we can hold this from here to this point, okay, provided that it's going in our direction. So this is what we have on V25. So on this V25, I'm also going to save it. This is our other outlook for the week. So I will save it and also share to the community later. So if you're ready to join the community, all you have to do is check the link in the description of this video, or check the link on the YouTube bio. You'll see the link to join the Telegram channel from there. Okay, so the next we are going to be checking after this V25, let's check what V151S. Check V151S. Okay, on V151S, this is what we have. V151S is bearish on the 1 hour time frame. It has been selling on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so this is where it's selling from. I've been selling from here. We have this sell here, and then we have this protected high right here. So this becomes what? This becomes what? Our what? Structural liquidity. So this zone becomes what? Point of interest. This is our point of interest. And now price has been selling. Okay, so this is the target. This is the starting point, and the finish point is there down below here. All right. Let me check something real quick. So okay. So if you go to the 1 hour time frame, we have a sell continuation on V51 is. So we want price to tap into this zone. So once tap into this zone, give us a continuation, we'll be able to sell to the downside. So this is what we're anticipating on what V51 is. So I'll also be saving this and then share to the community. Alright. So this and share to the community. So the next pair we are going to be checking is what? V10S, V10S, V10S. We're checking V10S. So what do you have on V10S? Starting from the 24-hour time frame. V10S is bullish on the weekly. So you just have to take note of that. It's bullish on the weekly at the moment. And also, let's check what. So on the 24-hour time frame here, we have a sweep of liquidity on V10S. This is a sweep of liquidity, very strong one at that. This is a sweep of liquidity and also a protected low. And this what? This is our structural liquidity here. Okay, we have our first break, which is right here, and then this is what our second break. This is our second break. So this zone becomes what our point of interest. So on the 4-hour time frame, let's see if you can also spot it very clear. Okay, the same thing that is showing on the 4-hour time frame. Right, so we anticipate price to come into this zone, do its things, come into this zone, and give us a move such as this, come back to this zone, and then buy to the opposite direction. Right, so be on the lookout for these two. So this is it. So this is going to take a very long time. So I won't be sending this to the community at the moment. If once price start approaching the point of interest, that time I can just send it. Because this is going to take days, if not weeks. So the next pair I'm going to be checking is V100S. Okay, V100S on the weekly time frame, V100S is bearish. The weekly time frame. So we have this continuation already. We have this continuation on V100S. So we are expecting price to come into this zone and then sell to the opposite direction. So this is the starting point and the finish want to be somewhere here. But if price doesn't do that and price decides to break this structure, okay, break this structure, we'll have this zone like this as our new point of interest, and then price will come in and then sell to this opposite direction. So if price break this structure, this will become what our new sweep of liquidity. All right, and then this will become our structural liquidity, and this will become what our sweep of liquidity, which is transactional liquidity here, and it will become our new point of interest. But if price doesn't do that, we anticipate it to come into this zone, tap it, and give us our continuation. So I will also be saving this and then sending it. The next pair we're going to be analyzing is V100. So if you are joining this live for the first time and then you're wondering where you can trade the synthetic indices, the link to the broker you can use is in the description of this video. So you register with my link and then you fund. So whenever I post a chart or a trade in the community, you can also take the same trade with us. So the next pair I'll be checking out is what V100. So I'll be removing all this market. So starting from the 24-hour time frame, V100 is bearish on the 24-hour. Those of you that have been on this live, that have been attending this live, you will notice when we used to have a sweep of liquidity here, a sweep of liquidity here, and then we have a structural liquidity. We have what a protected high and then a point of interest. point of interest. So this is what we used to have then. Okay, so our starting point is here and our finish point is right here. You see that price has already respected it and it has been selling ever since then. So on the 1 hour time frame on this zone, price gave us a sweep, a structural liquidity, and price come back, tap into it, and then sell off. Since then, it has been selling up to these days. So let's check if we have any recent continuation that we can work with. So if you look closely on the 1 hour time frame, we have a sweep of liquidity on this 1 hour time frame. We have a structural liquidity and then we have a protected high. So this becomes what our point of interest. So what's the next thing? We're anticipating price to come into this zone, tap, and then give us a continuation and sell off in the opposite direction. So basically, this is not something that should be confusing. So if you're having any confusion, you can ask your question in the comment or you can rewatch this video because this video is always going to be available on this channel. So I'll be saving this also and be sending. So currently we have about six to yeah, we have about six outlook. We are waiting for price to come into our point of interest, give us a continuation, and then we can be able to sell. What is the next one? The next one we are going to be checking is V10. V10 has been bearish on the weekly time frame, but it has smashed the target. Currently bearish on the 1 hour time frame. So this is what we have on V10 on the 1 hour time frame. So as usual, price come into the zone, give us the confirmation, and then we sell. So this is the starting point, and this will be the finish point. Below here is the finish point. This is the finish point. All right. So this is what we are anticipating. It's going to be the finish point. So I'll be saving this and also sharing it to the community. What is the next pair we are going to be checking out? The next one on this is what step 500. What do we have on step 500? Starting from the 24-hour time, 24 hour, yes. Okay, starting from the 24-hour time frame, this 24 hour, this okay should be 4 hours. We have what a sweep of liquidity right here, and then we have a protected high right here, and this is what our structural liquidity. So the whole of this zone becomes what our point of interest. So on the 1 hour time frame, if you can see clearly, price give a continuation here and then sold off since then. It hasn't come back. It has been selling since that time. It has not come back. Someone has take profit level. So we have this, and this is going to be the target. This is going to be the target. So it's still waiting. So before price smashes the target, do we have any continuation on the 1 hour time frame? Of course we do. So this is the continuation that we are anticipating. Yeah, for price to come into this zone, give us a continuation and sell to the opposite direction. So this is another outlook on step 500. This is another outlook on step 500. So I'll be saving this. I'll be saving this as well. Yeah, okay. So what is the next one? The next is step 400. Do you have anything on step 400? Starting from the daily time frame, it has been buying, and on the 4 hour time frame, let's check if you have anything. Nothing is currently happening on the 4 hour time frame. So let's check the 1 hour time frame. So we have this protected low and this. So if we use Fibonacci to check, it is now up to 50% retracement. But then we have this again. We have a structural liquidity. We have our what protected low, sweep of liquidity, and then our point of interest on step 400. So we have the buy structure on step 400. So I'll be saving this and also be saving it, sending it to the community. Right. So we'll be on the lookout for all of these pairs. All right. So before the week runs out, two or three of them will do what we want, and then we'll be able to buy, we'll be able to have a trade to take for the week. Okay. So this is what we have on step 400. Let me check the chart and let's see if it's actually bullish the way it's showing. Step 400. Okay, it's been bullish unless it change bias, and then that time we can ride along with it. So we have what we have this on step 300 on the 24 hour. On the weekly time frame, step 300 is bearish. It's bearish. So we'll go to the 4 hour time frame and check if we have any recent continuation. So on step 300 we also have this. On the 4 hour time frame we have a buy structure on the 4 hour time frame, so we anticipate price to come into it. This is what we have. You have this protected low and also a, we have this, and this becomes our point of interest. So this is what we have, right? This is all we have on step 300. So we'll be waiting for this as well. Waiting for this as well. So we anticipate price to come into the zone, such a way like this, and then give us this. To this point here. So this is what we're anticipating on what step 300. I think I've saved this too. Okay, downloaded it. So the next page we're going to be checking is what step 200. What do you have on step 200? Step 200 is bullish on the 24 hour also, and then we have this on step 200. This is what we have. This is what we have on step 200 because it's bearish. It's bullish on the weekly time frame. This is where it's buying from. We have this on step 200. So there is a set structure here. It's trying to react from it, okay, but it's never going to hold because it's just going to be a retracement. And then we have this right here on the 4 hour. So if I put it on the 1 hour, you see it more clearly. So this is what we have on the 1 hour. Okay. So that let's take step 100. What do you have on step 100? Step 100, we have on the 1 hour time frame, we have a buy structure on step 100. We have a buy structure on step 100. Price is currently in the POI, but it hasn't given a clear continuation. So be waiting for that. Okay. So since price has moved up this way, waiting for it to retrace a bit, take it out and then come back, tap into the zone and then buy to the upside. So this is what we're anticipating on 100. So this is it. We have the protected low, and then we have what this sweep of liquidity here. Is consider this as our sweep of liquidity, and this will become point of interest. So I'll be on the lookout for this. So the price give us what we are looking for, and then we'll be able to take this. This is going to be so valid, right? So I'll send this to the community also because it is valid. It is valid. It's already in point of interest. I've already taken out this liquidity, so we're waiting for the buy to hold. Then we can go all in. So the next we are going to be checking is what's okay. I think that is all for now. So I'll be adding two more pairs on jump. So if you trade jump, this is going to be a bonus for you. But currently I don't trade jump indices. So I have a sell on jump on 1 hour time frame, and also I have on the jump 75 and jump 10. If you go to the weekly time frame, jump 10 has been selling and it give a continuation on the 1 hour. So this is the 1 hour continuation right here. So you can keep on looking for more continuation until the target is taken out. So if you have MT5, go to MT5, switch to jump 10 and then look out for the starting point on jump 10 and the finish point on jump 10. But it's already selling on the 1 hour time frame. So you have to wait it out until it gives you another 1 hour continuation or 4 hour continuation. Then you can look for your confirmation entry. So this one currently the starting point is here. This is the starting point and the finish point is here. But I don't trade jump indices and boom and crash at the moment. So as time goes on, I'll be adding it to the watch list. But for now, if you trade jump indices and boom and crash, you can do the same analysis I did on the volatility indices. You will also get the same thing. It's the same thing. Basically, you respect the whole synthetic indices. Even if you trade crypto and the currency markets, you can also do the same thing. All right. So these are our outlook for the day. We have uh, V50, V51s, V10, V25, V90s, step 500, V100, V100s, step 200, step 400, and then step 300. So we have about 11 outlooks that we are looking at for. So before the week runs out, about 4 to 5 of them will come to the POI, give us a continuation, and then we'll be able to sell. So be active in the community because once any of these price give us what we are looking for, I will be calling them out. So the 12th one is step 100, and step 100 is currently in point of interest on the 1 hour time frame. So we'll be looking out for continuation, then wait for confirmation, then we execute. So that is all we have for today. See you tomorrow, probably same time around 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. So turn on the notification button so whenever I go live, you always get notified. I'll see you tomorrow, and don't forget to like if you get values from this live analysis, and do it to subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.